It's a very good group. It's a really good command staff, probably the best since I've been around.
A new photograph hangs in the Mid-City Police Division lobby.
Chief Jarvis is very attached to Mid-City from when he was a captain here, so I think people just have that feeling about this division.
The portrait, placed just 2 rows below San Diego Police Chief Shelley Zimmerman's, is of Captain Thomas Underwood, who now leads the 2nd busiest station in the city.
Really the only command I wanted to be at as a captain.
He's been on the job for about a month.
Right now it's just about getting to know the different people in the community. I want to establish those relationships where someone feels they can just pick up the phone if they have to.
The first thing you might notice about him is how young he looks, but the East County native has been with the department since 1993.
Most officers I see nowadays drink a lot of those energy drinks. I'm keeping it old school. I don't like the energy drinks, but I drink way too much coffee.
Underwood says he wanted to become a police officer right after his twin brother became a cop in a different city.
When he finally did get hired, I just saw, bought a new car, had money to go out. So I kind of thought, well, crap, if he can do it, I can do it.
Since then, he's held a number of positions with the San Diego Police Department.
So I was on SWAT when I was here at Mid-City, transferred down to Southern Division, Gang Suppression Unit. Training Division at the Academy, Crime Suppression Team. Sex Offender Unit, Vice Operations, Beach Lieutenant. Professional Standards Unit. I've always felt it's important to move around, see different communities, see different perspectives.
But Underwood says Mid-City is his home.
I love the people here, I love the officers, I love the communities, I love the work.
His first stint there started in the mid-90s, just after the substation opened. He explains back then, the caseload in a neighborhood like City Heights could be intense.
I had complaints of someone selling narcotics out of a hotel room.
A suspect he was arresting at the time was wanted in another state, unknown to Underwood.
And he was obviously under the influence.
When he put the cuffs on him, the suspect fought back.
In the course of the fight, he ended up firing the gun, which went through him and then into me, and he was probably killed instantly at the time, and then I ended up taken around in the neck.
After having a bullet go through his neck and down his back, you'd think Underwood would have thought twice about returning to Mid-City, but he stayed on for a while then, came back for a bit later as a sergeant, and is now returning again as captain.
And I definitely never saw myself as a captain on the department when I first came on. And then to find out that I was actually going to go to the division I wanted to work, where I'd spent most of my career, I couldn't be happier. It just all worked out perfect.
They got to know the community, and the community got to trust them.
Longtime community member Maria Cortez says she was excited at the news too. She remembered when Underwood was a sergeant who attended the neighborhood meetings she led.
He would write down notes and said, oh, this is what's happening with the community. This is how you feel about the gangs. How would you feel if we would increase the police patrols? This is what we've been asking for a long time, and it finally happened.
That reputation stretches north to Pacific Beach, where Underwood was promoted to lieutenant before making captain.
He attended every single Pacific Beach Town Council monthly meeting with enthusiasm.
The neighborhood town council president Greg Denoris says Underwood was effective in his role.
He was a great source of information and a very, very approachable person.
So we put him to the test. We collected your questions from social media and posed them to the new captain.
We want to listen to their concerns, and that we are going to do our best to address those concerns.
From Facebook user Bo Diego, how come curfew sweeps only take place in certain neighborhoods like City Heights?
It's the same citywide. If you have a juvenile who's involved and out after 10 o'clock, and if they somehow come to the attention of a police officer from a radio call or whatever, then that officer has an obligation to contact that juvenile's parents and make sure they know where they are and bring them back home.
Amanda wanted to know, how is he going to make people who are living in the country illegally feel comfortable speaking to the police?
If it's a traffic stop, if you're the witness in something, if you're the victim of something, we are absolutely not going to inquire about what your status is. We don't care.
And finally, one poster wondered, why don't more cops get out of their cars and talk with the community?
Sometimes if you feel like an officer's not doing that enough, it's probably because they're going from radio call to radio call.
The next question is, how long will Underwood remain at Mid-City? The previous captain was there for just less than a year, and at least 3 of the names that rank above Underwood were former Mid-City Division captains or lieutenants.
Chief Zimmerman, I think, was Lieutenant Mid-City as well.
So does he see his portrait moving up among the pictures of the commanding staff?
I am completely happy where I'm at.
We'll be sure to check back. Taryn Mento, KPBS News.
just enjoying what I'm doing.